Yo, it's a Stupidly Small podcast. This Monday, the 10th of August, 2015. Oh, it's exciting. It's the day before a certain precious person's birthday. Hello, Lauren Clark.
Hello, Stu Farrell.
What's happening?
Dunno, not much.
You
Don't know what you're talking about.
Aged yet?
No, we had a nice big build-up to yours. We don't need a build-up to mine.
Well, I wasn't even sure you want yours mentioned, but...
No, you didn't seem to mind.
It doesn't matter. I think it should be.
No, I don't care. I don't care for age reasons. I just, it is just
How
slightly
old?
self-conscious time.
What's your age?
I am... Do I really have to tell you?
You don't have to.
No, because I would usually tell people. It's just that when I listen to radio, well, okay, time shift radio, when I listen to people's voices...
Do you still... know
I do occasionally still listen to radio, I must confess.
There are people that you know that have radios.
Yeah, old school radio. I do...
Oh, when you go to the old people's homes and stuff.
Yeah, I've got an antique one in the back room that I dust off occasionally.
An old Toshiba, perhaps. Right.
Anyway, I like to not know what people look like, not know how old they are, and not know... Like, knowing things about their lives is fine, but if I suddenly have to picture them, like I don't think I've ever found anybody who looks how I wanted them to look, who I listen to. Apart from your good self. Yeah. But no, but you know what I mean? Like, I think I've said this before on this show, but having... there's a writer called John Marsden, famous Australian young adult fiction writer. Yeah, we did.
Another Life.
We did in Another Life. He also has written other things other than young adult fiction, but that's what he's famous for.
Yeah.
Anywho, he is the only writer that when I saw him, I went, good. That's my boy. That's what I had in my head.
Okay.
Totally who I pictured. But writers and people who speak who you don't see, I don't want to know too many details.
It's funny that, isn't it? It's with the old when radio was around. It was funny because you'd hear people on it.
Yeah.
When there was no alternative.
Yeah.
And you go, all right, you know who that person is.
Yeah.
And then you see them and go, that's not that person.
No.
And then you'd hear their voice and you'd almost fall to the ground crying because it was certainly them, but they didn't look like that.
No.
They're not supposed to look like that. There's one person I still don't know. I could quite easily Google it. This is the other thing now.
See, don't do it.
No, I'm not going to. But you could Google it.
That's it.
And, ruin everything.
Don't want it to be ruined.
There's a chap on, there's still, I think the Australian Broadcasting Corporation still runs a couple of...
Stations, do they?
A couple of little things just chugging out for older people.
Yeah.
And one of them being Radio National.
Right,
I think they keep them alive just for fire reporting and stuff more than anything else. And there's a guy on there just, which I find the most hilariously named show, Daily Planet. He's got a program called Daily Planet because when I was a boy, the Daily Planet was a place where you'd go to meet people.
Right.
And... let's
not unpack it. Please don't Google that one. Yes.
Oh, well, I actually have been there before. I've been to 3 different houses of, they're not disrepute or ill repute, but just houses that house perhaps ladies of the night. And all for very noble reasons. No. All for noble reasons. I've never partaken of the...
noble reason? If somebody's stag's night and you were their friend and you had to... Is that how noble we're talking?
No. Well, the first time I used to go to a place down...
You used to?
Daily. I used to go to a place down on Swanston Street in the city of Melbourne here, in the Carlton end, the Melbourne Uni end almost. It was called Manhattan Terrace. I'm not even sure if it still exists.
Right.
And I would walk down to Manhattan Terrace, middle of the day.
Yes.
And walk in, and all the scantily clad employees of said terrace house would go, hello, Stuart. And I'd say, hello, gang. What would you have? And they'd tell me what they wanted, and I would go back to where I worked, and we'd make their lunch, and I'd take it back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Second experience was I was actually chaperoning someone who, but they fast.
What? Does that mean? Just what are you talking about?
Someone actually had to go there to I think use the services. It's not at Manhattan.
So you're gone with it's very, I'm being loyal to a dear friend in need. That's why you went a second time.
No, but I had to stand there and play pool with
that's it.
people waiting around.
Of course you did.
And drink light beers, mind you. They don't serve heavy beers.
Yeah, no,
And
totally.
once they found out that you weren't there to actually shop, you became very unpopular. You were almost like the stinky sock in the corner. Like they're just going, when are we going to get rid of this idiot? And I can't even remember the third example. But my point is,
yes,
there's a
so
show
noble.
called
God, that's noble. Gee, the nobility.
Well, as you know, as they all say around the globe, what would Lauren do? You know, like, would you just go handball? I was actually holding the cash of someone. I would.
This doesn't sound at all dodgy.
It's not.
What are you
holding
talking
large
about?
amounts of cash in a brothel is not necessarily dodgy, and I have to make that point. It isn't.
You think?
Well, there are times when it is.
Holding large amount. I'm writing it down.
It is actually it can be a legitimate reason for this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so back to Radio National.
Please. From the anyway.
Back to Radio National.
Yes. You are an interesting individual. Yes, continue. Right, we've gone from
there's a guy called Lucky Oceans.
Lucky Oceans.
Yes,
that's right.
Right, and he does Daily Planet. And I've got this picture of Lucky Oceans in my head.
Yeah.
And I never want to. Remember that comedian that used to be on Hey Hey It's Saturday?
No, it's
Marvell
a
Jones.
reference.
I think he hangs around Smith Street now. I've seen him. I'm sure I've seen him.
Damn it.
He was the African American dude that I think moved to Australia. And he always had that black cat at night joke. You know, people say they want to do with the black cat at night, but they don't know to do. And that was the big joke. And you'd have John Blackman going, and everyone the crew falling over themselves.
This is a television show that's for some reason is no longer on television. So,
Nurse.
what are you talking about? This is so far. It's been like the most extraordinary stroll through your bunts. Where's it going next?
I don't know what Lucky Oceans looks like.
Okay. Do you know what? I don't play that thing.
Stupid.
Stuart, we have to be quick again this morning. We've got a few quickies for the next couple of
The
days.
first half of this week, well, hang on. How do you halve a 5-day week? I reckon Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week.
Yeah, maybe.
So today, tomorrow, and Wednesday are definitely going to be shorter ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to get it. We're kind of going to get out here. But do you know what I've noticed?
But when we keep talking about getting out, they blow out to 15, 16 minutes anyway.
Yeah, that's true. No, but do you know what I've noticed? No sponsor today, Stu. Oh, that was a sad, dejected, and very guilty expression passing your face.
I do really feel bad about that. There's one sitting in the Canon, but the Canon's just...
Hello to all our potential sponsors, and thank you for writing to us regularly to remind us.
Someone said to me on Sunday at work, actually, good hello to Chris, who works with us. And he listens to the podcast, and he said, told me all about joyful ceremonies. So that was great. He said, you certainly give your sponsors a good go, don't you? I said, wow, we have a bit of fun with it. He goes, well, it's Jenny Joy and this. And I'm going, that's right. Well, I'm glad you're listening.
So she's just got an extra, grand out of us for that? How much is this? But must be worth, I mean, remember I told you this recently, that we, for work, had to figure out the worth of doing, the value, the worth, who's not the maths kid, the value of doing a spot on radio.
But you're an English kid because you picked yourself up on the use of that word.
Right.
Whereas I would just trundle on through.
Yeah, well, okay, that sort of helps me. Anyway, and we asked like advertising-y people, and I don't know how they think of the numbers. It must just be.
Well, I wish they were real.
Yeah, they're not real.
So I'd be driving that Lamborghini you promised me at the start of this whole thing.
I did promise you a Lamborghini. That was the
you never
whole
promised
reason.
me a Lamborghini.
It's the whole reason we went into this, isn't it?
It is, a Lamborghini.
Yeah. Well, we're very
I'm going to drive it up and down Elgin
minded
Street.
people, aren't we? We're very business minded
Oh,
and
totally,
very
money driven.
money driven. Yeah. Hey, So it's kind of not really a what's in your phone, but what is in my phone is I have been reading a lot about Donald Trump. What would you do? I mean, imagine if Donald Trump became the actual president of the actual United States of actual America.
I don't think it will happen.
I know, nobody does.
Happen, and he's just becoming a bit of an irritant, but
he's becoming like the debate in the primaries that they had the other day on Fox News was like a complete sideshow. And then he went home later and got a bit drunk and started roundly abusing this woman, one of the women who was presenting, and is because she accused him of being a repulsive pig, basically. Anyway, I am tuned into him now, and in the same
you're tuned into. Hang on, can we just
horrified way
have this back? You and Donald Trump are in sync.
No, that's not what I mean.
Oh.
I mean that I kind of can't resist all the headlines and all the kind of, even though
You've become trashy.
I've become trashy.
Yeah.
Have I? Is that me becoming trashy? Is it?
You're eating it up. You're eating up the Trump.
I'm eating up the Trump. I just kind of can't. I can't turn away. It's like it is.
Don't say it. You're not allowed to say it.
Okay, it's not. It's like when you kind of, you're at the last bit of like a bowl of like disgusting party chips, and you just keep going.
Yeah, but why'd you start that bowl in the first place?
Because it seemed hilarious at the time. But not
So
hilarious.
it seems funny to eat a bowl of disgusting party chips.
I don't know. It's hard to string that metaphor because you robbed me of my first one.
Well,
anyway, look,
the first one was so cliched and hackneyed.
Trump
we're not doing
is I mean, honestly, some of the things that were said.
He's obviously a genius, is what he is.
You reckon he's a genius?
Yeah.
I reckon he's completely insane, and he is just
but aren't most geniuses insane?
Yeah, maybe. But he's just, I'm fascinated by, that is what I'm fascinated by. That's it. You've highlighted it. Is his psychology. Like he is living in this bubble where he believes this. It's completely crazy.
It's a different world. He doesn't live on he's not from where we're from.
It's like Citizen Kane, but, more, like less self-analysis or something. Anyway, it's hilarious and amazing, and I kind of can't turn away.
Trump convent. That's interesting. Well, Lauren Clark.
Not what I said. The thought of it horrifies me. And, we've said before, as if it would happen. It's not going to happen.
Well, there was talk of it being like a Reagan-type thing happening where people initially going up, and then he starts saying a few things that aren't as idiotic or crazy, and garners enough support, and then becomes
that's it.
The El Presidente of El Presidente.
Just got
town.
cold in here. Anyway, that's been my vague. So if anyone has any really interesting stuff they've read about Trump, please send it to me. Okay.
He's married to Ivana Trump.
Thanks, buddy. You're onto it, aren't you, over there? Hey, Stu, we got to go.
Hey.
If you want to find us, you can find us at stupidlybig.com. You can also, please do, by the way, go and leave us a review or a rating on iTunes. People have been doing that lately. There are a few more there, which are lovely.
Oh, really?
And hilarious.
I'm buying an iPhone. PS.
Excellent. Oh, good work. The things that just get snuck in there.
And by the way,
holding large amounts of money in a brothel isn't necessarily dodgy. I'm buying an iPhone, by the way.
I'm going to head down this Monday morning and pick up whatever mail may be in that box.
Which is P.O. Box.
It has been dribbling into it lately. You people are being lazy.
Oh my God, Stuart. I wonder why. P.O. Box 1436 Fitzroy North 3068. Stuart Farrell. Have a good Monday.
Lauren Clark, I cannot help but have a good Monday after being here with you.
What a beautiful way to start the day. See you tomorrow.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.